Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is @FieldofPainPW, or Nick Payne if you prefer, and you're watching my 7th episode here on MyTeam Career mode on the F1 2020 game, of course. If you haven't checked out my last couple of videos, please do so now. My last race was in Spain, at the Spanish Grand Prix in Catalonia. Good race in the end, and a safety car actually helped us out massively, and we actually got to box literally on the lap before we planned to anyway, so we came away with a P5 finish, our greatest finish of all so far. So yeah, great result for us in the Constructors' Championships, as we gained another load of massive points here. As you can see in front of me, there's a load of activity days that I need to fill up. There's 8 in total, so I'm going to go with the 4, which is the attend the F1 esports event, just to obviously fill it up as much as possible, to be honest. And then I'm going to go with the other two days, which is the simulator training and then the durability team training as well, just to fill it up as much as I can. And actually, because we've got so much money, I'm actually going to purchase the fitness centre, or a advancement on the fitness centre under the personnel bracket, which is actually going to improve our racecraft and awareness for our second driver in Jack Aiken. And obviously that's put us down to 1 million, but due to the activities that we've added in, we actually get quite a bit of money from sponsor as well, so we're back up to normal funds, and we're going to have to see how we get on in qualifying here at Monaco. As we come around the final corner here, on our first flying lap, of course, this is our first lap, and Gio's actually there coming out of the pit exit as we get very snug to him. Nearly hit his back tyre and nearly knock off our front tyre before we've even set our lap, as we go around into the casino section of the Monaco track. And to be honest, I am going to actually get my opinion across here. I don't actually like the Monaco track, as you can see there, nearly brushing the wall, nearly taking the Pirelli off the tyres. I don't actually like the Monaco circuit. I do if it's on a F1 2010 sort of car, but with these new batch of F1 cars, I think it's an outdated circuit now. Like, as much as it's a prestigious circuit, I think it's outdated, to be honest. It's too tight, too narrow, too dangerous, to be honest, in my liking. And the racing ain't good there, because there's no overtaking. You may as well drive under a safety flag, because we get damage actually at Chiron. And that's actually going to slow us down through the final parts of the sector as we go through Raskas. And you can see we're very slow through there, nearly hitting the wall on the way through. Come around the final corner, into the straight, DRS wide open. And it's actually going to be a P5 finish. Good result, considering I don't really like the circuit too much. As we go through for our second lap though, we've got a purple sector 1, and we actually get damage to our front wing into Chiron, which just completely destroys the lap. So we do finish in P9 in the end, in Q1, which does see us through, so it's not too bad in the end. But we go through for our second qualified session into P, and we actually go into P2, so that's a good result, but it does drop down to P6 unfortunately, due to some cars not actually doing their lap at that point that I went across the line. So we do go to P6, but we can't actually improve on our time, so it does go to P7 unfortunately. As we come through on Q3 now, of course, and we're going across the line, and it actually goes through as a P3. Obviously, same thing as Q2. Not everyone had gone across the line at that point, so we do drop down into P5. But we are looking to improve, but unfortunately, it's not to be. So we do drop down even further, because we don't improve on our time, and we drop down to a P7 now. So then we're just going to have to see how we get on in the race in P7.
Formula One returns to Monte Carlo once again today, home to the world-famous Monte Carlo Casino, first opened in 1863. And, of course, a certain road race, first held here in 1929. There's no greater an occasion, no more valuable a win than the Monaco Grand Prix. We're on the French Riviera once more this weekend at the 2-mile-long Circuit de Monaco. The cars will climb around 40 metres up the hill, past the casino, and then descend downwards towards the harbour through Sector 2. It's a very short run from pole position to the first of the 19 corners at Saint-Devote. And don't expect to see much overtaking here today. Also here, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Why don't we discuss McLaren? What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Vettel, Alexander Albon, and Verstappen, the rookie, Ricciardo, Perez, and Lance Stroll, Ocon, Kvyat, Carlos Sainz, and Norris, Giovinazzi, Magnussen, Romain Grosjean, and Kimi Raikkonen, Gasly, Russell, Latifi, and Jack Aitken. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
No heroics into Saint-Devote, please. Yeah, shut up, Jeff. We're going to do a one-stop strategy. It's going to go straight onto the hards on lap 8. Hoping to do a one-stop strategy, of course. Underfuel the car. And hopefully we can stay in a good position as we go to 5 red lights. And we're underway here as Verstappen's got a slow getaway. As we get a heroic getaway, and we're actually going to go right through and try following Albon's path, and we've actually up into P5 now. We've overtaken Verstappen and Vettel into turn 1, into Saint-Devote, and that's why you shouldn't listen to Jeff. Go for it in Saint-Devote, and a lot of the time you might actually break your front wing, yes, but you might actually get up 1 or 2 places if you do it correctly, and just as I've done there. So we're actually up into P5 now with a great gap now to Verstappen, as we've just got to hold this as we are slow around this circuit. I'm not going to lie, I don't really like this track. It's too technical for my liking, and as you can see actually up ahead, Albon's bridged a 1 second gap before we've even hit the Noville chicane, to be honest. So it's actually not a great start for the gap between me and Albon, but at least we're up into P5. If we could just reduce the amount of damage we get and keep Verstappen and Vettel behind us, then that's all we need to do. If we don't have to change our front wing, we're ahead of Verstappen and Vettel here. That's all we have to do, just stay away from the barriers, but that's easier said than done here at Monaco. That's easier said than done. So we come through here on the lap 2, round the Noville chicane, and we actually slow through it, and we actually bump our front wing, and that actually allows Verstappen to get side by side for us, through to back, and we actually go through Chiron, and we just box through, just getting through as we go side by side. We left enough room, but he had to pull out, because there weren't too much, as we slow through Raskas, and he actually has another look through Raskas, as we hit the barrier into the final turn of the Monaco Grand Prix. Trying to keep Verstappen behind is harder than I thought it was going to be, even with the front wing damage as well. So we come through here on lap 7. Thankfully we've still been able to maintain P5 for the time being, even though we are slow with the small bits of damage that we do have. We are still P5 as we cross the line, and the pit window is going to be open, and it's actually an 8 second gap to Albon up ahead now as we come into the pits here on lap 8, of course. And we've got to change our front wing. It's got to be done. Hopefully when we do go to the hards, hopefully this is the time where we can relax ourselves and actually get back into this race and try pushing on now as we go into the pit lane, into the pit box window, as we change the front wing quickly, we need it done. And it's quite a quick pit stop considering we're changing the front wing. I've seen a lot longer pit stops than that, to be honest, as we come out in dead last from the pits from P5. As we're here on lap 11 now, as we've got Latifi up ahead, and we're just going to drive through the final corners. As you can see, a few cars in the pits, being Vettel, Ricciardo, Verstappen and Perez. So we have overtaken quite a few here, and we're up now, up a few positions, trying to chase down Latifi. As we come through here on lap 12, of course, approaching the Noville chicane, trying to make a move on Latifi. He is slow, and we don't dive down the inside, but unfortunately we've spun Latifi out, hit his back tyre, and I do feel sorry for Latifi there. I do want to apologise to Latifi. I had to try it as we go slow through the pool section now, and I do feel sorry as Vettel's gone through, as I do believe Latifi's still stuck there, to be honest, trying to find a way out. And he's actually been disqualified for staying in the same place on track for too long. As Sergio Perez has been disqualified too for the same reason. Oh, I do feel bad. As we go through, and we've got Stroll directly behind us now. As as we go through the pool section here at the Monaco Grand Prix. Into Raskas braking, and he's gone for a small gap that's not there. And he's spun us round. And now we're down another place. And Stroll's actually coming to the pits now as well. Whether that be for his actual pit stop or because he's got damage, I don't know. But we're down into P17. As we come through, and we've hit the barrier at the back, and let's hit the barrier at Chiron. And now we've got major front wing damage, as you can see there. As we just roll the car across, we're going to box this lap, change the strategy completely, and go onto some medium tyres, I think, just to see out the end of this race, hopefully. As we come into the pits, currently in P17, Ricciardo and Verstappen both behind us. As we're going to come into the pits, change our front wing, get this over and done with as quickly as possible. The last pit stop was around 6 seconds, if you remember rightly. And this one seems even slower. I ain't got the strength to lift that front wing, and it's very slow. Nearly a 10-second pit stop. And we're dead last now, as Stroll has gotten through, Verstappen's got through, Ricciardo's gotten through as well. And as you can see, Leclerc is actually directly behind us in the pit stop, so we're actually being blue flagged as Hamilton's gone through past Leclerc in the pit stop window. And now we've got to let both Hamilton and Leclerc through due to the blue flag conditions, so we pull over to the right side of the road and just let them both through. As it goes to yellow flags due to me going slow through that corner. And to be honest, I think this is race over. I can't see a way back from this. We're being lapped due to obviously the amount of pit stops. The gearbox and the engine, we may as well save the gearbox and engine as we let Bottas through now. I think we're going to retire the car here. We're just going to park it up at the Nouvelle chicane. Just save the car. Yeah, just pull over. Yeah, save the car, and then at Baku we'll have a better engine than everyone else, as we would have went half a race less than everyone else as well. So I think that's the right decision to make, to be honest. We're not going to get anything from this. We're not going to get any places back. We're just going to be saving the gearbox and engine, to be honest. Which I think is the smart thing to do. We're not getting any points from it. So, may as well save the engine and just take count our losses and run.
It's the one that everyone wants to win, and they've only gone and done it. What a fantastic result here at Monaco. So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
And yes, so that's a DNF for us. The first of the season, of course, has come here on episode 7 at Monaco. And yeah, Jack Aiken finished in P19, so not great result for the team whatsoever, as we stay in P10 in the World Drivers' Championship, middle of the pack. and we actually stay in P6 as well in the constructors. So yeah, that's where we're going to wrap up this video, wrap up this episode. Not a great episode, of course, at the Monaco Grand Prix. I did say at the start of the episode it's not a favourite track of mine. It's my least favourite track on the grid out of all of them. But if you have liked it, please stay very close by, because episode 8 is on its way. And that's at the Baku Grand Prix. But if you have liked the episode, please like it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. If you have any thoughts, please comment them down below. I've been at Feel the Pain PW or Nick Payne. Goodbye.